Hey everybody, this is Dave Dugdale, learningdslrvideo.com. Luke Neumann over at Neumann Films asked me to review his preset bundle package. And what better way to review them is to roll through the presets as I talk. This review is primarily for Premiere Pro. I use After Effects very little. I use Lightroom, but I usually don't use presets too much. And I used to be a long time Vegas user, but I really haven't been using Vegas that much, so this review pretty much is primarily for the Premiere Pro bundle. Now, of course, presets are not going to look great right out of the box. In fact, they're not going to look great in this one particular lighting situation. They're meant for lots of different lighting situations. I just did a project recently where I had 80 clips and about 60 of them I used the presets on. The other ones really didn't require it. But those 60, I'd say every single preset, I had to go in and manually adjust something within it to get the look that I was looking for. Now, I'm recording this on the Canon T2i 550D, and I use a neutral picture style with the contrast and the sharpness turned almost all the way down. Now, I'm pretty sure that Luke uses his own picture style, and I noticed that when I go through and tweak, one of the things I seem to always do was bump up the gain slightly. Now, that might have to do with the type of picture style he's using. So keep that in mind on whatever picture style that you use. Now, in direct sunlight, I noticed a New Day, Full Blood prints, and Gritty Green were probably the best for me. In overcast situations, Gritty Blue and Gritty Green seem to work pretty well. In a high saturated look, the half set was one that worked well for me. Now, Gritty Green and Gritty Blue were probably my favorites because they worked in a lot of different lighting situations. And they also seemed to keep the skin tone intact pretty well. Some of the others just threw the skin tone totally out. But there was also one lighting situation where I had a black background and just basically skin tone. And it was very hard to get any of the presets to work. The only one I could get to work pretty well was the vintage one. These presets are not simple. There's a lot going on. There's like filters in the beginning that kind of flatten the image out, and then there's filters at the end that counterbalance them and bring back contrast and sharpness. So to get to this level, it would have taken me years to understand how filters work together in that sense. So they're definitely not simple presets. I like the idea of not having to leave Premiere Pro to do my coloring. However, on the downside to this is one of the filters that are basically in every preset is the unsharpened mask. And the unsharpened mask for Premiere Pro does not really work well with the Premiere Mercury playback engine, which basically the Mercury playback engine uses the GPU, not the CPU, but the GPU on your graphics card to do all the hard lifting. And since this one particular filter doesn't use the GPU, you'll get massive amounts of shuddering while you're trying to play it back. I feel these presets have really helped me understand contrast and color. I think the true value in the preset is not so much the actual presets themselves, but the education you get as you're using them over and over again. You really get to understand how filters counteract with each other, and you really get a good sense of how to color better. So that's pretty much it. Talk to you guys later. Bye.